What is going on, guys? This is your boy Astrum Sensei and welcome back to my action RPG series in Unreal Engine 5. If you'd like to support this series, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and super special thanks to my patrons who are supporting the series by receiving the project files and getting some videos ahead, so do check out my Patreon if you want to get those perks. And without further ado, let us get started. So in today's part we are going to be taking a look at how to do dodging, because right now we have actually configured the light attacks and we have also done the combat blind space and the equip and unequip weapon. So naturally what we want to do next is we want to just set up the dodging animations. So we want to go ahead and do that next, so do look forward to that. And let us get started first by downloading animations. Now the animations that I do recommend are these from the marketplace, but since these aren't free, I'm not going to be able to use them in the final project files. So I might show you what it looks like set up with these, but I'm going to do it first with Mixamo animations, and that is because, you know, I want you to guys be able to follow this tutorial for free. But do check these out, they are very useful, so yeah, keep that in mind. So if we go back to Mixamo, you have these animations which are dodging, and you have one for forward, backward, right and left. These do work with root motion and root motion only, but you can still use them. I mean, yeah, since this is a root motion series, you can use them, and sadly we do not have any diagonal ones. But since this is going to be a multi-part tutorial for the dodging, we're gonna switch to the other ones later, but for now we are going to be starting with those. So I'm going to download 4 of them without skin, and make sure to upload the converter first, the converter skeleton, because we are going to be converting it using the Terrible Studio Mixamo converter. So I already showed you in the previous parts, but in case you've forgotten, just Google the Mixamo converter by Terrible Studio and you can check out many other tutorials for that, and then you can follow the series. In case you are just suddenly coming to the series from the middle, I do recommend just checking out the entire thing though, it's really fun. Anyway, we have downloaded all 4 directions. Now what we want to do is we want to convert them. So we're gonna have to go to my desktop, which is this one. I know I have a really nice wallpaper. Anyway, we go to the Mixamo converter folder and we want to put them in the initial folder so that we can convert them. So we are just gonna go here, go to the downloads and just throw them all in place. There we go. Now I'm going to use the converter and just click this button, and that should just convert them. Now there's no need for Mixamo anymore. I'm just going to close it, and we're going to go here and get the ones that we are doing. So standing dodge, backward, forward, left and right. These ones we are just gonna throw them into Unreal Engine. So I'm gonna open the content drawer, and we do have an animations folder, so you can go there. And I'm just gonna create a new folder called unarmed. Although these are armed animations, but yeah, this will do for now, it's fine. So we're just gonna drag them here, skeleton, choose the Unreal Engine mannequin skeleton, and the import translation should be -9 at the Z, and hit import all. So now they do work, you can see them, but we want to enable root motion. So we go to enable root motion. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put it on the screen. Yeah, you just enable root motion, and we're gonna have to just do it on all of them. So you can see when you enable root motion, it no longer moves the character. With it disabled, he just moves like that. do not forget to enable it. There you go. Now we have those. So that's it for importing the animations for the first part of this like sub-series. For now, what we want to do is we want to go into the player and we want to set up the code so that we can play each of those animations at the right time. So all of the work now is going to be inside of the player blueprint and the animation blueprint. So first of all, we want to add an input for this dodging thing. So we go to the project settings and go to input. And here in the action mappings, we go here and type dodge and choose spacebar. And for the jump, we do not need it to be spacebar, so we can just go to keyboard and choose any random thing. For example, we can choose J, that's fine, and close it. Now we have defined an action input for the dodging. We want to go to the player. Yeah, we want to go to the player base or the BP base, and we want to just set up the entire dodging thing over here. Actually, will the enemies dodge? Because if the enemies do not dodge, you do not want to set it in this blueprint. What we can do is we can actually create a child blueprint so that this child blueprint actually has like all of the code that only the player will do. So let's actually do that, and we will move all of the stuff that we have done before slowly as we go, but for now we're not gonna just move them. They will also work. So create child blueprint class, and this one we are gonna call it BP player, and we're gonna open it. Alright, here we go. This is our player blueprint, and this is going to be what we are going to be controlling instead of the BP base. So let's actually give it a try and see what it will look like. Go to world settings, game mode, choose the game mode, or no, not this one. It's the third person game mode, and go here instead of BP base for the default pawn class, choose BP player. And now if you press play, it works the same really. By the way, guys, for the draw weapon, if you do have any issues with it, make sure to just make the delay shorter inside of the BP base. So inside of the draw weapon macro, you go and see the last delay over here. This one was actually 2 seconds. I made it 0.35. I don't know why. I just had to make it shorter for it to stop stuttering. Anyway, we are inside of the BP player now, and we want to set up the dodging code. So first, let's delete all of that. We'll just make them when we need them. And type input dodge. There you go. And now, when we press the dodge button, we want to tell the animation blueprint that we are dodging. So the first thing we want to do is we want to add a variable, and this variable is going to be called dodging. And we want to set it to true. So when we press the dodge button, we want to tell it that we are dodging. And then we are going to add a delay. And this delay is going to be the length of the dodging animation. So I'm not sure really, maybe 0.5. We'll see about that. Actually, let's do check it out immediately. It is supposed to be sequence length 1 second. I do not believe that is the case because the sequence length is never really accurate, but let's just make it 1 second for now. And after that, we are going to set dodging to be false. And I think we really shouldn't have any issues right now if we give it a try, other than the fact that we cannot really choose a direction to dodge. But actually, let's do it first like that so that we can only dodge forward, and then we will like change it depending on what you are pressing, what direction you are moving. So we go to the blueprints again, and we go to the animation blueprint, and this is where we are going to be setting it up. So we are just going to create a new state, and we're going to call it dodge forward or backward. Yeah, let's make the default backward. So dodge backward and add the transitions. So to transition from dodge backward, we need to get the variable, which is this one, the one we created. I'm just going to go to the event graph, and this is where we are getting all of the variables for the player. Yeah, that's true. So we get the character over here, or any reference to the character. If you are new here, go check this code out, which is cast to BP base, and then we set it as a brand new variable, and then we get all of the references from it. So we're gonna get dodging. Oh wait, I think we do have a problem now, and it's that this is no longer really the BP base. Oh yeah, I made a mistake by creating the child now, because we do not have like the time to fix it. But yeah, we're just gonna have to do so. So we cast to BP player, and you can connect it. Yeah, you can. Okay, that's an easy fix. So once you do that, you cast to the BP player. We shouldn't have any issues anymore. Yeah, we do now have. So yeah, from the character you get dodging. Okay, we're gonna turn off context sensitive. Still doesn't work. Can we actually change the variable type? Yeah, we were supposed to do that. So change it to BP player object reference. Ignore all of that and compile. And yeah, we still do not have any issues. So get dodging, and even if we turn on context sensitive now. Oh, what's wrong? Oh yeah, it works now. Okay, that was like an issue from the engine, maybe because we didn't save. But anyway, now we got dodging. We are gonna promote it to a variable. And one of you guys asked me why I didn't use interfaces for this, for the animation blueprint, to be able to transfer all of the variables. Interfaces, they are better for the performance, but using them is really complicated because you have to update them every single time you change the value of the variables. So I do not like using them unless I really have to. These days, I used to like them better than casting, but these days I feel like it complicates the code for no specific reason. Saving performance is really like, it's gonna be like a really small difference. So I feel like it's not worth it to not cast in some cases. So anyway, we got the variable enable to dodge backward. We want to get we want to check if we are dodging. So just go get dodging, and oh wait, I forgot to actually add the animation itself. So for this one is actually inside of this one. So we get the animation, which is standing dodge backward, and compile. And we still do have these compiler errors because we didn't add anything to the transitions, but we can just open them and enable. In order to transition to the animation, we want to get dodging, and then in order to transition back, we want to check if the time remaining ratio is less than or equal to something small, which is 0 point something. So maybe 0.3. I noticed that it's the sweetest spot because one of my subs, one of my patrons, had the issue where his animations were kind of lagging, and he fixed it by actually making this number a little larger. So yeah, if you have stuttering issues, make this one larger, give it a try, based on the animation. Just experiment with it and you will figure it out. Anyway, let's play and actually give it a try and see if it's gonna work. So now, oh wait, what's wrong with the equip animation? Okay, so I realized what's wrong. I think it's because inside of the AnimBP's event graph, we actually changed the variable, this one. Instead of cast to BP base, we cast it to the player, and that caused all of the other issues. So instead of that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this one and we're gonna paste it here, and we're gonna cast to the original one, which is BP base, and connect it here. Actually, we're gonna change this one again, so change it back to BP base, change variable type, and connect the character over here. Now the problems should be fixed, but we do have the problem that everything got disconnected here, so just reconnect everything and it should work fine. Other than that, we want to go and cast to the character again, to the player character. So I made the mistake of actually making it a child. I should have just delayed that for later, but what's done is done. So after we cast to this one, we cast to the player, or yeah, we cast to BP player and promote it to a variable. So this one is only going to be the player. This entire blueprint is only going to be the player, but we are not going to be fixing it right now because we do not have the time. But anyway, we just get this variable, and instead of checking if it is valid over here, what we can do is we can actually right click and convert it to a validated get, and we can just directly get from it, but we're still gonna have to check if it is valid. So after we do all of this stuff, we're just gonna connect it after the light attack count, and only if it is valid we want to set the dodging variable, and we do not need these reroute nodes. Now we compile and the issues should be fixed, so let's give it a try. Yeah, the animations work again, but the dodging animation isn't working. We want to figure out why. Okay, so the problem is actually something simple. Since this one is actually like in the game and it's set to possess the character, the player is set to possess it whenever the game starts. We are actually doing that, and this one is not actually the BP player, it's the BP base, which is like came with the project. So we can just go there and delete it and add in the BP player. And where's our details panel? Go to window, details, there you go. And now we search for possess, auto possess player 0, and if we press play, now we are playing as the BP player, and we press the dodge button, you can see that she dodges back. So I plan to actually make the 4 directions in one part, but we're gonna have to wait for that. But there is still one more thing I want to fix, and it's that before like this one, we want to add something called the do once node. Yeah, this one. We've added it before, so you probably know what it is, but let me just tell you again. Do once doesn't let you do this more than once, even if you keep pressing, unless this part is finished, and that is why we connected it to the reset. So let's give it a try and see what it looks like. Now, if you keep dodging, there will be an issue with the hand stuttering. I think this delay needs to be a little bit longer, so it's maybe 1.3 it's supposed to be. Also, we're gonna go back to the player anim blueprint, and we're gonna go and check the over here. Yeah, I think it's this one that's causing the issues, so maybe try 0.1 and see if it's gonna cause a problem. Yeah, you can see that the problem is a bit smaller. So let's actually go and check out, like, give the dodging, like get dodging, and then type not boolean. And now the condition to turn back to normal should be not dodging. So if we are not dodging, we're gonna turn the animation back to normal. Yeah, you can see that the issue is fixed. So there's that. Using the time remaining is not really like super optimal, but sometimes you just have to use it. So we might actually fix that later, but for now this is fine as long as there is no issues. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and do wait for the next video where we are going to be making more and more progress on the dodging system. So I will see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day, and bye.